So Merge has finally launched and now it's time to understand what it is. So in the best way possible, what is Merge? Merge is an AI-driven PM or project management tool that helps you automate your workflow. If you are a project manager, if you're a developer, or you have a software team that you lead, Merge helps you do the best things the best way possible. And there's no other way than to explain it than to show you Merge in action. So first off, I'm just going to create a temporary email. I'll just go to your mail and create a temporary email so I can onboard my team, my imaginary team in this case, on Merge. So I'll just call this the ultimate team. All right. So I'm going to onboard a team on Merge, a software team on Merge. Get started. My organizational team name, I'll just call this Ultimate. All right. My name, I'll just say Sensei. Email, I'll just provide this. And then let me create a password. Security question, I'll just provide 007. Okay, create an account, as easy as that. You're in. Now you can create your team members, all right? I'm just going to create a second temporary email. I want to create a developer. You can also be the one who wants to use it to measure your own activity. I'll show you all cases. Let's say you're also a team lead, you're also a developer, and you need to also monitor your activities, your programming activities, your development activities. So I would explain it from all ends. So let's start first with the main account owner. If the main account owner is a PM or a dev who also wants to track his coding activities and also his Kanban activities, let's see the scenario. So first things first, you create a project. Let me say you're creating let me say XYZ e-commerce store. Let's say that's the project itself. XYZ e-commerce. Key prefix, I'll just say XYZ. All right. And e-commerce. So this is basically your software project. Now we are in the Kanban. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create some tasks for myself. I would say, for example, title, create the auth pages, create the auth pages for XYZ. All right. You can then assign this to someone, in this case to myself. Due date, maybe I would say Monday, and I create the task. So you can set the task, you can see updates and provide sub items. It's very feature rich in this case. Now I have a task here. I'm going to create another one again. I'll probably say wire in email service. Okay, blah blah blah, and assign that to myself. Now this can be your teammate, your team member, it can be anybody. All right, so once we've done that, we've assigned. Beautiful. Now this is the usual Kanban activity. So where does Merge come into be? Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up Merge on our main workspace, which is our VS Code. Right. So I have a project here. So whatever project you're going to work with Merge, just import that project, right? Initialize Git. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So what I'm going to do for the sake of us understanding, I'm just going to create a new folder here. Let's just start afresh. XYZ. So I'll call it XYZ e-commerce. File, open folder, desktop, XYZ. Beautiful. So this is a fresh project, so you can understand what you need to do. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to open a terminal and I'm going to just initialize Git. All right. So I've initialized git. I'll just make main. All right. Now I have git initialized. That's all I need to do on this end. I go to my extensions and I search for Merj. I install Merj. Beautiful. So once you have this installed, all you need to do is connect the web to your VS Code and you're good to go. So go to settings, create a token. I'll just call this VS Code. Create a token, copy that token, sign into Merj, paste your token, and you're good to go. So all the work that you've been assigned, you'll see it here. So let's say, for example, I've done some work, all right? You can see I have a task XYZ001, create auth page XYZ002. Let's say I've done some work. I'm not going to actually write any code. I just want to give you a sample. I can say maybe login.html or something. Let's say I've created a login page and I've created a register page .html. So this is like work going on. I'm just going to simply I'm just going to use open code to generate a base. I think I have open code CLI. I'm going to use open code generate base login and register. All right. So what we're going to do is when you are working with Merj, for you to have everything automated, always know your task code, right? So this XYZ001 is always going to be simple. So I'm going to just give open code a very simple instruction. Create a base login and register page for XYZ e-commerce. All right, that's my first instruction. So I'm using open code to automate this workflow. In this case, if you're writing the code yourself or if you're AI assisted, it doesn't matter. Second instruction, for each progress, commit with. This is XYZ001. Now, in your case, you may just be the one writing the commit yourself. So you just ensure that you just put XYZ001 before every other message. Before the actual commit message. Alright? So in this case, you have this phrase before the actual commit message. So I'll just let that automate with Big Pickle, and we would have a login and HTML page scaffolded. I'm doing this to save us time, so this tutorial is not going to be so long. So while that's going on, we can see the full details, all right? Whatever was provided as the detail of the task, what needs to be done, any comment that was there, when the task is due, all right? So for example, now I can actually set this task to in progress because it's currently being worked on. You can see it's changes to in progress here. I can also change this to in progress, all right? So this is email service. It's not yet being done. So let's leave that alone for now. So my open code will scaffold a login and register page and will commit. Normally, if you're doing things yourself, you will commit yourself, but in this case, I'll let open code do the commit. So while we wait for that, we can probably see that at some point it will just take on the work and scaffold a basic page. Now, Merj allows you to, just as we have on the dashboard here, you can provide your reports, right? Your coding activities for your PM, or if you're the PM yourself, you want to manage both your own activity. If you're a lead dev, you want to manage both your own activity and your team's activity. You would see this for any commit they make, any action they take within that project. So one thing that also needs to be done is, while this is going on, we need to make a connection, all right? We need to make a connection here. You have to come to this section and then we say link this repo to a project. Okay, there's no git remote, so I would add the git remote. I'll add the git remote. So let me just go to GitHub and create a project. I'll call it XYZ e-commerce, and I'll just make this private, and I'll create a repository. So I'm just going to add this remote SSH. Right. Let's come back here. While this is working, I'll create another terminal and quickly add this. So it's been added. I'll come back here again. I'm connecting this to a project so that Merj automatically knows which project owns this. So choose the project XYZ e-commerce. All right. So our Merj knows that that's the project that owns this particular uh, task, right? So what happens now is, now that we have this, okay, now that we have this, we have the commits that have been made. You can now use the sync today's commits. Let's say you've worked throughout the day, you can now sync today's commits. So you can see synced to commits. Now these are the activities you've done. Let me also push it further. Create a forgot password. A forgot password, reset password. Page, right? So we have a register page, basic page, login, register, and all of that automated. To create, login, register, forgot password, and reset password. So I just wanted to see how the workflow is. To create both pages, and it will also commit. If it doesn't commit, I'll also instruct it to commit. So I also want to show you what it's like at the end of the day when you're done with all your tasks and all of that, and how you want to make your reports. Because if you are doing your reporting, normally you would have to come to the dashboard, write the reports, provide all the information. But we Merj, all of that is automated, so it becomes easy to do. Also, if you come to the activity, you can see that it's already been tracked. So you don't have to start saying I did this, I did that in a stand-up meeting. You don't have to start saying that I walked throughout. Every day your activities are tracked. So as you're making progress in the task being given to you, you make your commits, you would see that all of this action is being taken place here. And once this is done, you can, let me see what's, okay. I think it should soon be done, so we don't spend much time. So it's kind of linking the forgot password page, and it also commits that with the prefix. So I had to automate this for the want of time. So when you're done for the day, these are just these are just your daily activity, how much work you're doing and all of that. And you can do that for all the team members. You can see that for all the team members. In that case, that's if you are actually the owner of the account. If you're a dev, your team lead or your PM or your manager must have created your account, or probably he must have invited you. All right, what you would see will be scoped to what you have access to. You would see your own activities and all of that, but the PM generally sees all the activities. And the good thing about it is that it's not linking all your different projects to Merj. You just link that particular project, because obviously you may have other things that you are doing that are not related to what that task is, or that particular project. So it's not going to start scanning all your projects and saying you worked on this and you worked on that. No, it's focused on you being able to give project updates in regards to the work you're currently doing and that workspace alone. So now that that is done, I believe we should have the activities also on Merj already. auto synced. We also have AI powering most of all of these activities. So if I refresh here, I should be able to see they did commit, they didn't make the commit. Okay, let me see. Was there any? All right, so okay, let's sync the commit. Let's sync. So if it doesn't sync automatically, you can just click the button. If you refresh, let me close this. If you refresh, you should see all your activity. So there's no need coming to start doing too many things manually. All right, all of this can just be provided. All right, you see all the activity that's going on. Now when you're done for the day, all you simply need to do is to draft your today's report, and also you don't need to write much. It knows everything that you've done so far, and kind of create it in a structure that's it's easy for you to work with. All right, so you can see I've clicked on draft today's report. I implemented. You didn't write this, all right? It writes this for you. It shows you the accomplishments. Okay, it does automatically. You don't need to stress yourself. So, for things like blockers, plan for the next day. You can provide that yourself. So I can say maybe I worked for 2 hours. Provide a plan for the next day, and then whatever blockers I may be having. And once I'm done for work for the day, I just submit to Merge. And my PM or whoever it is, or if it's your own work, because I'm currently using this account as the manager's account, or the person who is the manager or the lead. If you come over to reports, you see the report for the day. So your team members, your team can actually give all their reports, show their activities with the time and all of that, and everything is good to go. Everything is just good to go. There are other features here like being able to report bugs, assign it to a person. For example, let's say there's a bug and it's for a particular developer. For example, let's say it's me, login not working. All right, working. If this bug is assigned to me, you will see what happens in Merge. I just want to just fill all of this up. All right, let me just type environment Chrome and assign this to me. All right, related task, hot pages, no screenshots, report bug. If you come over here, you would see that automatically you see a bug has been assigned to you. You see it here within your workspace. So some level of communication that needs to be done, all of that. It's you avoid all that hassle. No, you have your team working without an issue where maybe QA is saying that I updated some bugs, I assigned it to some people, they've not done that. The main goal is Merge is trying to cut down on, first of all, the communication issue, and also cut down on the aspect of people not being able to do maybe paperwork or write reports or moving stuff themselves. And one thing I will marvel you, if you come back to your task, you will see that as you've completed that for the day, within that you should see that the what do you call it? It's already in progress. Everything here is already here. You've already moved it from your interface here, and you can even sort out issues here. Once you're done with the work and you want it to be looked at by the QA, you simply change the status to fixed, right? Marked as fixed. QA can come back, look at the bug, and check. You can see. So the QA can come and verify fix, all right? Because I'm manager, I can also do that too. So it makes the whole thing seamless, all right? It makes the whole thing beautiful. So I would like your feedback. Thank you for this product walkthrough and listening to me. And I do hope to hear from you about what you think about Merge. Thanks.